Hello, Blake. Today is Wednesday, the 7th of July, several weeks after you posted your first video. My bad, I missed the email. You may notice that there is a super bright window behind me. I have tried to cover with all manner of materials, and I have been, thus far, unable to do anything to reduce the brightness on my screen. So the rambling is fine, and we have no real kind of thing, set, topic, whatever. So I'll talk about something that I've been reading lately, which is a lot of noir, because I kind of like them. Dark, gritty detective stories are kind of awesome. A book of mine, interestingly enough titled Berlin Noir, which of course you can't exactly read because it's backwards on my screen. Huh, that's strange. No, it's really not. Anyways, very interesting, set in pre-World War II Nazi Germany. The main character is a ex-detective, now private investigator, who doesn't really like Hitler. He was a big fan of the Weimar Republic, and typically has to avoid Nazis as well as the local authorities and figure out what's going on. Very interesting, I think, mostly because it portrays Nazi Germany in a not stereotypical manner, and also just because it's a good book. Another good book that I've been reading recently is Divine Misfortune. I almost said Divine Intervention, but that's really not what the book is about. Divine Misfortune is an interesting book by A. Lee Martinez. Lee Martinez. And it's about a guy who gets passed up for a promotion at his job. In fact, it's out that the guy who he got passed up for was worshipping some old god of some variety. Not old god as in like elder god and Cthulhu and stuff like that, but old god as in like Babylonian or something. But he and his wife start questioning whether or not they should go to Pantheon.com, the local deity follower matching site, and see if they could find a god that they could tolerate. The interesting conflict to start with appears when you find out that his wife does not like gods because her father was killed by wrath of a god for whatever reason. It was probably said in the book, but I don't remember. So she begrudgingly sort of follows through with it to start with, and then after looking through a whole bunch of gods, they just can't find any that they like, and she says forget about it. He keeps looking, kind of hoping to find the one god that will change her mind, and finds Luca, also known as Lucky, a little raccoon guy, who's a god of prosperity and luck. And and sets the whole thing into motion, and he's got this rival and stuff like that from a long time ago. There's a goddess of heartbreak in there somewhere that's amusing. It's a good comedy. Lots of fun stuff there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find some more books that may be interesting. Aha! My disorganization has once again led me to victory. Dunk! Black Sad! Awesome graphic novel from two guys from Spain who originally did it in French. And what I have is the compiled version of all three. There may hopefully be more, but I am uncertain as of this vlog. You're right, that is a very strange word to say. Anyways, it's about another private detective. Am I sensing a trend here? Yes, I am. Who, excuse me, is working in like 1930s, essentially at the same time as the other book, and is in America. And well, each of the three goes through a different case of his, and there's the required sort of Bond girl type woman of the series, or of the individual strip, and then the sort of noir type deals, sort of existentialist writing and all that sort of goodness. A couple of good fight scenes, little, I thought the storyline was really cool. And the art is fantastic. Let me pull up a page for you. Even though it'll be reversed. So, yeah. Or it might not be, and I'm just completely over my head and flailing wildly into the ether. Whoop, doo doo. One of the things that I really like and has been commented upon is how expressive he can make his faces. And this will be a decent page. Oh, glare. But you can kind of get a look and see basically the general quality. It's all done in watercolor, so woo, awesome. Yeah, more books time. Go find another one. Well, it's not a book, but it is another comic book. And whoosh, Nikolai Dante. He is a Russian sort of thief, rogue type character who finds out that he is related to a noble family, and actually the only noble family that has any kind of claim to the throne of all the Russias, other than the current Tsarist regime, and is the biggest threat to said regime. And he's used as an attempted weapon that backfires and all sorts of crazy funniness. It's more traditional comic book style, but it's very interesting, I think, partly because it's set in, I want to say, like 2037 or something like that. Or, no, 2337, I think. Don't quote me on that, and I could be pulling numbers completely out of the air. And Russia has basically taken over everything, as far as I can tell. I have not read a terrible amount of it, but it is amusing. There's an overarching storyline that I'm aware of, but don't know exactly what it is. Like I said, I'm poor. Well, I didn't say that. I am poor, but I don't necessarily have all of the stuff to read about. But I'm interested in it, and I think you would be too, and possibly whoever watches this, which is probably like 2 people. I rambled on for entirely too long already, so I should probably just stop while I'm ahead. Well, I'll talk to you later, Blake, and whoever's watching this, thank you for watching me or listening to me ramble on about printed material for a very long time. Hopefully you were interested, and if not, I hope I didn't bore you too terribly. Bye.